Okay people, this is himself and welcome to another Armor King guide for Tekken 7 Season 3. In this video we're going to look at his Blackjack string. In particular I'm going to show you the awesome Oki he gets off this, both as a wall combo and a juggle ender. So Blackjack is D243. The first hit is a 17 frame mid and it recovers crouching. On block it's -2, but on hit it's +5 and on counter hit it's +9. So in those cases you can follow up with throws or from crouching DF2. The last two hits are both punishable at -14 and -11, but that's not how you should be using this move. Instead you should be using it as a wall combo. Back in Season 2, the wall combos that people used were either 2-1 into shoulder or 2 into pull up. Blackjack could be used, but Armor King took so long to recover that they got a mix up and you had to guess whether they were doing get up 3 or get up 4, and because of that people rarely use this. But in Season 3 it's a different story. They changed it so the last hit on the ground bounces them up, and that means that they recover way later than before, and because of that Armor King now gets a mix up. In general your best option is while standing 4. This hits everything unless they spring kick or stay down. In most cases you'll get 16 damage, but against the recovery kick you also get the shoulder. To stop people staying on the ground, we can use from crouching DF4, which is basically his alley kick. This will hit people on the ground, but it can be blocked by standards and back rollers. But the alley kick has 2 follow-ups and both of these can wall splat, so people might be reluctant to punish. They're also guaranteed if you get the alley kick on counter hit. Another option is using ground throws, and the good thing here is that you don't need to crouch cancel. You can do these directly from crouching. Now since this upgrade to Blackjack wasn't clear in the patch notes, people might not be aware of it, and because of that they might still think that they get the get up kick mix up. So against these guys we can be a bit more greedy and use from crouching DF2. This will interrupt both wake up kicks and allow us to do more damage. If they stand up or back roll then they'll block this, but the unusual thing is that it's actually +1 and people might not realise this, so what they might do is jab, but against these guys what we can do is use 2-1 and counter hit them. One last option we have here is from crouching 4. Now this is very similar to while standing 4, but it trades damage for beating out the spring kick. It also hits all male characters on the ground apart from Leo and Yoshi, so against that group this is actually guaranteed. Now against Kuma you'd expect the same thing to happen, but in this case we actually switch positions and we lose our Oki. But what makes up for that is that back turn 3 is guaranteed. However, if we get a hard read then we can actually do a bit more damage. If we know that they're going to stand or back roll then we can use back turn 4. Now this has the same damage as back turn 3, but it hits them standing so it's not scaled, and that means that we do 20 damage rather than 16. What we can also do is use back turned up forward 4. Now this is risky because it whiffs against standards, but against back rollers you actually get a full launch, and even with Kuma you still get good damage. So that's Blackjack as a wall ender. What I want to talk about next is Blackjack as a juggle ender. Check out what's happening here. After FF3 the only way to pick up is with alley kick, and from there we can do 63 damage. But if we sacrifice the last kick, which is inconsistent, then it flips them over and that puts them in a great position for Oki. Now normally holding back is a safe option, but here it's not because they get up back turned, and that means for a certain number of frames they cannot block. To take advantage of that we can dash up and do F+2-1. This gets us 32 damage and also a knockdown. It also beats out wake up kicks, but it can be blocked by tech rollers, and if they stay down then we get launched. To cover that we can use moonsault. This catches tech rollers, side roll right and people staying down, but it loses to back rolling, side roll left and mid kick. So to complete the mix up, we can use Knuckle Bomb. This hits both side rolls and launches both wake up kicks. It's also +2 against tech rollers and back rollers. The only problem is that people can stay down and launch us from there, but that's what moonsault covers. Now those three options pretty much get the job done, but there are some extra ones that I want to throw in. The first one is Dark Upper. This is for people who back roll and then just hold back. What will happen is that as they're turning around, this will hit them and we get a launch. The only issue is that they can back roll and crouch, but that just leaves them open to Knuckle Bomb. So in that in mind, they might not do that. The second option is ground throws, and this is specifically for people who stay down or side roll. The one throw gives you the knee and the two throw gives you F+2 on. Third option is CD3, and this is specifically for tech rollers who just stand. With the kick being unblockable, we get a damage and a knockdown as well. But because the kick is a high, it can be ducked, and anyone who has sharp reactions will do that right after seeing the first sparks. But what we can do is cancel the move and go for a mid instead. Putting all that together, Blackjack string is actually quite useful, and with the juggle ender, you don't just have to use it with FF3, you can actually do it after counting to the F2, counting to back 2 and CD1 as well, so the opportunities for Oki are there. There is also one more Oki tactic that we can use here, but I'm going to save that for another video because it really fits in there better. So if you want to see that when it comes out, make sure you subscribe. As always, I hope you guys enjoyed this. If you did, then give me a thumbs up. If you think I've missed something out or got something wrong, then say so in the comments. There's more Armor King videos coming, so keep your eyes peeled for that, and I'll see you guys in the future.